Hello, in this video, we are going to cover ways of being paid for work. There are many different ways of being paid for work. The first common one is wages. So it's based on hourly rate. And it will be the hourly rate times number of hours, then you will get the total earning. And you may be paid for overtime. And the next one, piecework, is based on each unit produced or sold. So it's a number of unit times each unit, how much you are going to make. So that is for piecework. It could be salary plus piecework pay or straight piecework pay. Commission is calculated as a percentage of the sales made. So it's a percent of, it means times the sales made. It could be straight commission or salary plus commission. And the last one, not least, is salaries. They are often based on annual, or this one means yearly pay. So the fixed payments are made at regular intervals, could be weekly, bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, or monthly. So we are going to start with wage. So regular pay, part A, no overtime. So for the regular earnings, we are going to use a regular hourly rate times number of hours. This one is equivalent with a unit price times quantity. So unit price times quantity, numbers of hours, okay? 1 year equals 12 months and equals 52 weeks. If from weekly pay you want to find the annual pay, you times 52. From monthly pay to annual pay times 12. So example 1, Mary works at a restaurant. She earns $17 per hour. This is per hour is your unit price. So she worked 20 hours last week. How much did she make last week? So this is a number of hours. So unit price times hours give you the regular earnings. So we are going to just use unit price, the regular hourly pay times 20 hours. Then we are going to see so this one is per hour times 20 hours. Then we have $340. So the hour cancel out. And on your test, you could just give me 17 times 20. Then it's okay. If you don't give me the unit. So the final one is 340. That is a simple form, but I really appreciate if you could write it in this way, then you will understand, okay, this is unit price, this is a number of hours, so the hour cancel out, then you have the dollars left. If she worked same hours every week, so what's her gross annual pay before tax and the deductions? So this is a weekly pay. This is like a unit price, then times number of weeks, you will get a 1 year annual pay. So the annual pay equals the weekly pay, 340, then times how many weeks? 52 weeks. Then get your calculator out and find the answer for that. Use your calculator, then we figure out is $17,680 for 1 year before tax and deductions. So this is from unit price, the hourly pay times number of hours to get the total earnings for 1 week. Then from 1 week, we times 52 weeks, you have this total. Or you could write it as per week, then 50 weeks, put the units there. So the next one, example 2. So John works at a supermarket. He earns $18.50 per hour. He worked as shown below last week. How much did he make last week? So they give you these hours here. So we want to do first is find the total hours works. So we add all of these hours together. So plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 8 plus 8. Then we add them together to get the total hours. So we 5, 9, 14 is 60 hours. Then the unit price, the hourly pay is $18.50. Then times number of hours is 30. Then you will be able to get the total earnings. That is $555. Then after that, it asks you if he worked same hours each week, what's his annual pay. So this is 1 week. Then in 1 year, we have 52 weeks. So we are going to find the total earnings by using the unit price per week times number of weeks. So it's $555 times 52 weeks. Then we are going to do the calculation and find out what's the total earning. And we found out is 1 year $228,860. So this one, if we compare it with ratios we did before this lesson, then this is 1 week. So this is number of weeks. We make $55, and now for 1 year is 52 weeks. How much are you going to make from left to right? We times. So from 1 to 52, we times 52, then do the same thing to this number line for dollars. Is you will get 52 weeks, how much you are going to make. And 52 weeks is for 1 year. So that is for the wages. And the next one, we are going to do part B, wages with overtime pay. So the overtime rate is 1.5 times the regular hourly rate. You are going to make more money when you are working overtime. So how to calculate the total weekly earnings? We are going to figure out overtime rate first, use a regular hourly rate, the unit price times 1.5 to get the overtime pay, hourly pay. Then after that, we need to figure out the overtime hours. That is the hours you worked minus the regular hours. Then that is the amount of hours you are going to pay by 1.5. If we draw a timeline, so this is regular hours, you are going to be paid by the regular pay, regular hours, and just regular pay. And beyond the regular hours is your overtime. And this one, the pay will be times 1.5. So you are going to times regular hour pay rate by regular hours for this part, and this part you times overtime hours by 1.5 times of the regular rate. So you have two piece kind of like the intervals you paid differently, so you do the calculation differently. So overtime earnings equals the overtime hours rate times overtime hours. So this is different from regular earnings. And the total weekly earnings is regular earnings plus overtime earnings. So let's see how we are going to apply this overtime calculation to do overtime pay. So example 2, Alan worked 44 hours weekly. The regular hour rate is $8.50. We are going to change it to $18.50 because now it's not below $15 anymore. Regular hours is 40 hours weekly, so we are going to find the regular earnings first. So we draw the timeline. Then we know that within 40 hours is regular pay 18.50 cents only. So when we do this, regular earnings is regular hourly rate times regular hours. So $18.50 times 40. Then you are going to have $740. Use your calculator. Then after that, we need to figure out the overtime hours. Altogether worked 44 hours. So the hours beyond the regular hours is your overtime hours. So it will be the difference between the 44 and the 40 is subtraction. So Alan works 4 hours beyond the regular hours. This is your overtime hours, so it's 4 hours. And the overtime rate is this one times 1.5. It's one and a half. So it's $18.50 times 1.5. So it will give you $27.75. Use your calculator to find it. Then these two is for overtime earnings. So overtime earnings is this overtime rate times overtime hours. So it will give you 27.75 times 4 hours. Then you will get your calculator out and do the calculation. It's $111. So now the totally, so this part we are going to make it is the regular pay here altogether is $740, and for the overtime part is $111. The total pay for 1 week before deduction, before tax is these two add together. So this regular hour earnings plus overtime earnings will give you the total weekly gross pay. So we add these two together, it is $740 is regular pay for 40 hours, then $111 for the 4 hours, so worked 44 hours, and the total make for 1 week is $851. So this is 1 week pay. Then after that, I want you to find out the annual pay. So for 1 year, this is 1 week. 1 year equals 52 weeks, so we are going to times 52 weeks. So $851 times 52, then get your calculator to do the calculation. So equals $44,252. So this is for today's lesson, and what we have done is for the regular earnings, we just use a regular pay times regular hours, then get the regular earnings. For the overtime pay, we do find the overtime hours, that is hours worked minus the regular hours, get the overtime hours. Then the overtime rate is just the regular pay times 1.5, give you overtime rate. And these two times together, you will get the overtime earnings. The total earnings is regular earnings plus overtime earnings. That is for 1 week. And for 1 year, we just times 52 is because 1 year equals 52 weeks. So that is all for this lesson. Thanks for watching.